Hi everybody, my name is Lulu and welcome to the Financial Corner, where we provide you with easy, implementable and effective financial tips to help you manage your finances and build financial rapport. I'm sure you've heard the famous saying that success is not an accident and you need to have a plan of action to reach your goal. Now, we are here to help you navigate your journey to financial success and ensuring that you also build that financial rapport. Today we begin on a series on how to get rich. Yes, you heard me, on how to get rich or build wealth. And many of us have a desire to get rich, but we do not have the plan of action or the skills to help us to get rich or to manage those riches. Now, there's actually no magic formula on how to get rich. But in its simplicity, spend less than you are earning and try to invest as much as you possibly can. Now, in the world that we're living in today, where there's ever-rising costs, where there's high inflation rates, where there's student loans to be repaying, there's mortgage bonds that you need to think about, school fees, sometimes implementing these tips may seem like it's a fairy tale. To get rich, you need to start by defining what riches mean to you. No two people define riches the same way. So it's important that you outline your financial goals and have a plan of action on how you're going to reach them. Remember, by failing to plan, essentially you are planning to fail. Tip number 1 is budgeting. Budgeting is a financial plan or tool used to monitor the use of money. Many of us are quick to lock ourselves in things that have a financial cost, but we do not count the cost of sustaining for those things. A budget is not a prison cell. Actually, it gives you the autonomy or the freedom to use your money wisely. A budget should be used to help you meet your basic needs now and in the future. And it helps you eliminate any threats to meeting those basic needs. It also enables you to plan for the unforeseen events. And in that case, you are responsible in how you utilize your funds. Tip number 2 is investing. The longer you take to invest, the longer it's going to take you to get rich. It's not enough to save money. You need to spend money on assets that will generate a return for you. Learning how to invest is not a simple process, but the time to get started is now. You should not be intimidated by the process, but instead start with the baby steps and get the process going. It is imperative that you build a diversified portfolio. Building a diversified portfolio means understanding your asset allocations. And you do this by putting your money in a mix of asset classes that are aligned with your goals. And the best way to do this is by getting yourself a financial advisor who can help you manage and grow your portfolio. We will cover this in more detail in a later series. Tip number 3 is spending less than you earn and spending money wisely or responsibly. Some of us have been brainwashed to think that money should be spent at whatsoever cost. You have a surplus in your bank account or you see money lying around and you don't feel well until you have spent it on something. And many times we run the risk of not meeting our basic needs now and in the future because we have spent it irresponsibly. It's imperative that we identify our financial derailers. Financial derailers are those things that threaten your ability to meet your basic needs now and in the future. Remember, it's imperative that we plan for emergencies, and by so doing, we need to spend responsibly. If you know that you need to honor your mortgages, you need to pay school fees if you have children, if you know that you need to put food on the table and plan for retirement years, then it's essential that you retract from what we call the mental accounting bias. So you need to plan your spending and avoid reckless spending. Mental accounting is a tendency to mentally sort our funds into separate accounts, which affects the way we think about our spending. There's a concept that we call brain power, and that's the ability of the brain to think in any given situation. But unfortunately for some of us, the brain also operates on what is called autopilot. So this is a lazy brain mode. And when it comes to our financial spending, we need to guard against what we call laziness of the brain or not utilizing our brain power to full capacity. So we should avoid autopilot financing as much as possible. So if you find that you tell your brain you're going to purchase a watch for $100, you get to the store and you realize that the watch has been discounted by $30 to $70, chances are you're not going to go back home with a watch for $70 and change for $30 that you're going to rechannel to some investment scheme. Actually, your mental accounting bias will result in you spending that extra $30 because initially you told your brain that you were going to spend $100. Because your brain mentally sorts funds into separate accounts, it's essential that you teach your brain to rechannel funds to accounts that are essential and not accounts that are abrupt and luxurious. Tip number 4 is avoiding get-rich-quick schemes. As we outlined above, getting rich is about knowing what you want and having the discipline to work for it. And this takes time. It is doable and it is worth it. Make a plan and stick to it, and you will see progress when you take the necessary steps and you follow them through. And when it comes to get-rich-quick schemes, remember that nothing is certain and few things happen as quickly as you would like them to. And also bear in mind that getting rich is the reward of having disciplined yourself and having taken the necessary precautions and applied the patience it takes to grow to that level. This brings us to the end of the first part of our series on how to get rich. Thank you so much for sticking around, and we will continue with this interesting phenomenon because we still have a lot to unpack. And if you found these tips interesting and you found them helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, yours truly, Lulu.